and gentlemen, welcome back to Marriage and Money Podcast. I'm Egypt. I'm sitting next to Egypt.
I guess that makes me Mike today.
It's live. This is what we do. I'm Mike.
But let me say, I totally sympathize with the fact that you just did that because you could not possibly be rested.
No, I'm
we
not.
had a freight train come through our bedroom last night, so I'm sure that freight train had to keep you up as well.
That was Harper.
No, it was you.
No, it was me.
It was you.
Oh, this is what we're doing today. Okay.
Wait a minute.
What?
You know what? On our show, on HGTV, Married to Real Estate, this guy right here decides that he wants to film me sleeping and snoring and run it back on international television and show the entire world that I snore.
But you approved it.
I didn't approve it.
You did approve it.
How did I approve it?
We have to approve everything that is aired.
That one slid by. I didn't approve it. I saw it when it aired on television, so y'all worked that out on the side.
We laughed about it.
But, so, that's my get back. But truth be told, I have proof that you snore as well. So keep on keeping on it. I'm going to run the tape.
Listen, as much as we do, now they done added a podcast to the whole situation, eyes is tired, okay? So forgive me for snoring last night, okay?
And you're cute when you snore, too, because you drool a little bit,
Just
too.
don't be filming me no more, okay? We're not doing that.
So on the way over in the car, I said, Mike, you know what I still haven't lived down? Date number 4. You ever have one of those moments in your relationship where you flash back like, I still can't believe you did that to me? Date number 4. What happened on date number 4?
First of all, why you keeping count, right? 2, so we go to Eisenhower Park. I'm from Long Island, Hempstead, Long Island. Eisenhower Park is a huge park where everyone gets together, they barbecue, basketball, et cetera, et cetera.
But wait. What we have to say is this. Prior to getting to Eisenhower Park, Mike says, hey, come to a family cookout with me. I want you to meet some of my family.
Yeah.
So no pressure, right? Yeah, cool. Date number 4, we're liking each other.
There's nothing wrong with that.
We pull up.
What
did you forget to tell me?
I have a huge family. There's nothing wrong with that.
Not huge. Not huge. His mom is one of 13. Her mom was one of 12. Their kids had like 12 kids each. So the park is like 150 deep, mostly women. And he wants to introduce me to the family.
And there's nothing wrong with that, right? Right?
No, because you know how we can be, right? Who's that snow girl coming up? Why she got them boots on? Why her hair like that?
That was all in your head.
No, it was not in my head.
That's what you perceived. That's what you... No, it was not like that.
His granddad, Willie, may he rest in peace. We all miss him.
Granddad.
Was my saving grace. I think your granddad saw what was going on, and he was like, come here, little girl. Come here, little girl. Come sit down and play spades with me. And then he kept me at the table as his spades partner the entire day. What did that do? Occupy me so that no one else could come and grill me. I mean, it was all women. It was insane. And I was like, I'm a pretty strong person, but this is a lot on date 4. But
that wasn't even all of them. That wasn't even all of them. You still haven't met certain folks.
But what that did do, I mean, the good thing that came out of it all is your entire family in one swoop knew not to challenge me to spades.
Well, see,
I was like...
Whenever you have an invited guest, you got to, hospitality-wise, you got to let them win.
Oh, no, you did not.
Make them feel good.
No, y'all didn't let me win. I'm serious about spades. That's how I put myself through college. I was taking money playing spades. His granddad may he rest in peace, a great spades player. Us together... After that first time, game over. No one wanted to challenge us.
Let's just say you are not an expert in spades, and we do not claim to be experts in business or marriage and none of the above, okay? So, am I right?
You're absolutely right. So, our reason for doing this podcast was truly because Mike and I said we have a lot to still learn about marriage, even 18 years in. And so we draw inspiration from other powerful couples who've been doing it better and longer. And we wanted to create a safe space for us all to continue to learn. And if we inspire you along the way, that's great. So this is who we have coming in today, Dr. Alduan Tartt Mecca Tartt. Dr. Alduan is a psychologist, a minister, author, and a speaker. Can you imagine being married to a minister and a psychologist? She's going to have an earful for us. And Mecca is an entrepreneur, a sales phenomenon, and together they created a Weekend for Love retreat. Mike and I spoke this past year as the keynotes. Phenomenal. Oh, the tables have turned. Last time we saw you guys, you were grilling us.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it grilling. You know
Right,
what I'm saying?
We were having a conversation.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Remember, we took it easy now.
Right.
Look, it's all truth and love here.
Yeah.
That's it. Whatever you're willing to share, we are grateful for you. Thanks for coming with the sweater committee.
Yes. Yeah, listen,
Yeah, well, he sent me a text.
Look, we had to step it up because look what we sitting next to.
Right,
Come on now.
right.
Hi,
So it's all
Mecca.
good.
Hi, how are you?
Wonderful. Okay, here's what we didn't get to ask you. We told everybody about your wonderful Weekend for Love retreat and how we had an opportunity to be a part of it, which was just phenomenal. The energy, the spirit, the love, people were sharing. It was just phenomenal. And that was year what?
This was year four for us.
Year four.
Four.
Okay. What we did not get a chance to do was really dig deeper into you guys.
Right.
And it was about every other
we do the interview.
Right.
Right. It was about every other couple. And so first we want to know, really, how did you meet?
Yes.
You want to tell the truth?
She hit me up saying she wanted to do a dating event.
Okay.
On a business tip. Said she wanted to do some business. I did not respond. Right? I did not. It was an email. I didn't know who she was. I was like, yeah, I'll look at it later. I just didn't know. Then she sent me another one. You know, she's in sales. You know how sales reps are.
Yes, very persistent.
Right. And then she was like, well, I can take a no, but I don't know doesn't work. Do you want to do the event so I can move on to someone else?
Yes, and I told him, I was like, there's another psychologist in Atlanta that I've reached out to. So if you're not interested, please let me know.
I don't even know this woman. I don't even know you, right? And so I said, let me check her Facebook page. And I was like, damn.
Yeah.
All right. I said, you know what? Let's not do lunch.
Yeah.
Let's do dinner.
Yeah.
I can't do lunch. Something came up. Let's do dinner. And then we had dinner, and then we hit it off.
And
we actually did do the matchmatching event.
That's what I was going to ask.
We actually did.
Yeah.
Because
So
we're both underground matchmakers before we even met.
So the hookup happened before you even did the event.
Well, when she was at dinner, she was like, all right, you know, because I know mostly women, Mecca knows mostly men.
Yep.
And I was like, yeah, I pretty much have an idea who I'm going to pair up. She says, who you going to pair with me? I said, you good. You good. All right,
I have this real nice guy for you. And I was like, well, who is he? Tell me about him. And he was like, no, you're good. Like, you're really good.
Did you know? But did you know he was talking about himself at that point?
I was
15 minutes
on
into the
business.
date. Yeah, 15 minutes into the date. So I said, nah, you good. You good. You're going to get the first one. You're the first one.
I got to have a sidebar with Mecca for a minute. Sometimes as women, like, I don't know. I never knew how to approach a guy that I wanted to date. And I'm, to me, smiling at them, I thought was giving signals.
That's what I do too,
right? Just like kind of
Is it a real smile? Because some of what y'all think is a smile is really neutral. I think every guy's going to agree.
Well, I thought-
we got to figure out whether we should
always
approach.
thought I was. It never worked, so maybe it was a scowl.
Let me see this. No,
that ain't it.
That's
That
not
ain't
it.
it,
That's
baby.
why you better not
ain't it.
approach.
I was smiling with my eyes. That's the Tyra Banks smile.
Yes.
You
No.
smile with your eyes. So, well, never mind. It never worked.
Yeah, that one isn't
Well,
it.
my question to Mecca was going to be, because sometimes we're a little awkward. Maybe she was interested in, I'm just asking. You said it was under the guise of business. I've pulled that a few times. Like, let me try to connect with you on the business tip and just open the door. Baby, no, not after you.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
No,
Oh,
this
no,
was-
I know.
Right.
I know.
This was well before you.
Yeah, get it right.
Was there interest? Had you seen him? How did you know?
So actually, I saw him on, I think it was MTV. He was helping like this socially awkward boy learn how to date. And so when I saw him, I said, he would be perfect to do this event with, and he's based in Atlanta.
Yeah.
But I was just recently out of a relationship. I was not looking for a relationship, but when he walked in the restaurant, I was like, this is my husband.
You knew.
When he walked in the door,
She came in a prom dress.
I did not have a prom dress.
Yeah, I wanted to get a
business
corsage or
meeting.
something. I didn't know what was going on.
I had on a business dress.
So the magic was there from day one. You guys both knew. Now, fast forward a bit. You guys have been married how long?
8 years. We just
So
celebrated 8 years.
we look at each other because she had me wait 5. She
Yeah,
had
I
me
did.
wait 5. So I go with 13.
Okay.
She goes with 8.
Yeah.
Wait, you said she had you wait 5. Like
Had.
she told you?
Right. Like it was not an option.
Okay, and why is that?
So, when he met me, I was at the right
That's funny.
tender age of 25, and he wanted 7 kids when I met him. So imagine me in my 20s, someone saying, yeah, I'm ready to get married. I want to have 7 children. I was still brunching with my girlfriends on Saturday. I was still traveling all over. I knew he was the one, but I was not ready to be a wife yet. because that comes with a different level of responsibilities.
It does.
It's a promotion, right?
It does.
I wasn't ready for the promotion and responsibilities. So yeah, I had to take my time.
So you asked it. Well,
did I make you wait, or you made me wait? It was 6 years before we got married.
I don't think that conversation ever came up of let's wait. It just happened to be that 5 to 6 years later.
But we were supposed to get married at the 5-year mark, but we canceled our wedding.
Yeah.
And people thought we broke up. We just knew we weren't ready, and we went to a pastor because we were so focused on the wedding and did no work on preparing for a marriage.
Right.
So we were 2 weeks before our wedding. It was this whole destination thing. It was going to be beautiful, and we both. There was a moment where we recognized we weren't ready.
Yeah.
Right.
But at the same time, they had that breakout over in Mexico too. So it was like a combination.
Oh,
of
swine
things.
flu.
Swine flu.
We used that as our
Right.
excuse to cancel.
We did. Sorry,
y'all,
family's like, I
swine
knew
flu.
it was something else. Right.
Yeah.
So she tells you 5 years.
Yeah.
How do
and it
you
wasn't
take
necessarily
that?
stated 5 years. It was we were together, and he was like, "What's going on? Are we getting married? Like,
Well,
if I
it was-
propose to you, will you say yes?"
Well, it was.
So it just kept going on.
Yeah, it
What
was
your-
pressure on me.
Yeah.
Because you know how these relationship experts not married,
Yeah.
right? And they're like,
Yeah.
you're all this relationship expert. Why you not married?
Yeah.
I was like, bro, it's not me. It's not.
would
Don't
feel-
ask me that question anymore, right?
I felt bad for him at some of his events because I would go to some of his events for his book, and I remember it would always be that woman in the back, waiting to ask her question. Why you not married yet?
Yeah.
And it was me. It had nothing to do with him.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
said
I was ready.
You said expert. Let's touch on expert. Two parts. Do you consider yourself an expert?
Yes.
In
You do.
marriage.
Okay.
Well, a lot of people just have the term. You know, I have the degrees and I've been studying marriage for 22 years.
Yes.
All right. So there's not a level of certification I don't have in studying marriage. Now, does that make me a marriage in my relationship? Absolutely not. I'm Alduan, right?
Exactly.
All right. But if someone is in my office, yeah.
Okay.
I've been doing
and
it
that
for
was the
22
second
years.
part.
Yeah.
With the expert status or title, who helps you? Who helps you guys, right?
That's a great question.
I would say we have our own therapist.
We do.
Another Christian psychologist.
Shout out to Dr. Kenny Felix.
And Dr. Kenny Felix.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
I bring the noise. I'm
Okay.
ready, right? All right.
Listen, I'm
ready.
I'm writing down all my notes.
I'm ready.
I'm gonna
Oh,
tell
I
Dr.
can't
Felix
wait.
on you.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I'm
Yeah.
ready, right. But I also bring in a lot of interventions into our marriage, right? So
Yes.
like when we do, when I'm coming up with content to do a class, I'm like, what are we struggling with? Ooh, this will be good. All right, because we feel like we could be a statistic as well. So I was like, let's do the same thing that we give couples. So like when we're doing breakouts, we're not talking about the show, we're not talking about flow. We're simply doing the same exercise.
Yeah.
What I loved about your Weekend for Love retreat is you guys got up and spoke as well, and you were very transparent. You told a story about when you were really upset with him one day on your birthday. He had gone all out to do what he thought you wanted.
Right.
And it was a flashback moment. And it was not what you wanted. You felt like he wasn't paying attention to really what you wanted, which was his attention and to
Yes.
recognize where you were happy and where you were content. But I felt for you as well
Yeah.
because you're like, but I can't read your mind. Like,
Right.
I thought I
Right.
was doing exactly what you
Yeah.
wanted. And so many couples go through that where we as women, you know, we believe that you should know by now. We've been together for how long? You should know by now what's going to make me happy. And you guys are like, y'all crazy.
Yeah,
I can't read your
I'm
mind.
gonna defend men on this one. You have to
thank you,
open
'cause I was
up.
about to
Right.
defend
You have
too.
to open up. You have
Listen.
to open up and communicate how you surprise me. Okay, you trying to surprise someone that throws marriage events? Yeah, I mean, it's more than just some balloons.
Right.
Right. It's you need a project manager, right, for y'all to be happy, to be particular, right? So I'm trying to set it out that way, and she's like, no, chill, dial it back, right? So it's like opening up and I think making it realistic to be able to. If you want to go all out, all I'm gonna do is call Michelle. I'm gonna call one top event. I'm like, look, you know what it is. How much is it? But if you want to do something quaint, okay, we can do that. Just give me a theme.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think it's very difficult.
Do you acknowledge that? I mean, coming from the world you come from, that to surprise you, to impress you, he got to be like all the way up here.
Yes, because I'm in this field. So doing events, doing a Weekend for Love, and not only that, my background is in medical device sales, and so with that, you do probably 50 events a year for your clients, for your doctors. So you're always doing events, and so I do acknowledge that it's difficult. So he gets nervous. I feel like he gets nervous leading up to my birthday because he wants to make sure it's right. And
nervous is a strong word. No, I'm joking.
But it's what has worked for us recently is that I tell him like 5 things. So that way it's still a surprise.
What worked this year? This year was perfect.
Yeah. So I told him like I told him straight, I was like, I want to go see Usher. I want to see Usher in Vegas.
Yeah.
That he is my favorite entertainer. Well, Usher and Beyonce. And it was very clear and to the point. And so we had an amazing weekend. We went hiking, which is I love working on exercise. So we went hiking while we were there too. That I really enjoyed that. But
let me dive in. It's her birthday.
Me.
It's her birthday, right? But this is Mecca. Who leaves the casino? I thought like I got out the gym, right? I was like, I can't wait to chill at the pool. I'm gonna see all the little Vegas videos. I'm gonna be at the pool, right? I can't wait. And she's like, yo, there's this hike. I was like,
Red Rock
in
Canyon.
Vegas?
Yeah.
We drove 45 minutes in an Uber to the middle of a hot desert to hike around some rocks.
That wasn't fun.
But I had a smile, though. She didn't know.
Yeah.
She didn't know, but I was like, it's her birthday. That's what we gonna do.
And the concierge told us, they were like, well, there's not really good reception out there, so you guys may get the Uber out there, but you may not be able to get back. So he actually took care of our Uber driver, so he would stay there and wait until we finished the hike, so that we can actually have a way to get back to the casino.
You know, I'm cracking
I just knew I was gonna be in the pool, but I'm still waiting to walk around with some rocks.
Go to Vegas.
Right.
They could hang out together, and you and I could hang out together.
I
Because I'm
can't
with
wait
you.
for my birthday.
I'm not hiking in the desert.
Right. I can't wait for my birthday. I'm gonna do something extra. I'm not even extra. I'm a Rihanna or something.
Ooh.
Right.
I'd have to wonder, being married to a minister who is also a psychologist, how do you fight fair? I mean, because you can bring out textbook and the Bible. Well, what God said about marriage. Well, here's the chapter and verse. I mean, I would wonder, really, because we don't fight fair all the time, right? I would wonder,
You don't
how
fight
do
fair
you
all the time, but that's another story.
See, right there. How do y'all really balance the scale, right? To make sure that she's being considered and you're being fair, right? And not using all that you know and that you've learned to be so cerebral,
Right.
in your relationship.
So I will say this, and I tell people all the time, well, especially my girlfriends, I'm like, I'm not married to a normal guy, right? Because guys don't necessarily remember all the fine details like women do. Being married to him, yes, he remembers everything. And so because he's a therapist, not really so much the minister piece, because he doesn't bring out the Bible like the Bible says this, but more of the therapy side is that I have to get all of my facts together. I'm like, okay, this is the direction that I'm going in this argument, because it is different. But I will say this: when we first started dating, I told him, I was like, please do not psychoanalyze me, in the relationship or break it down that way. And so I feel like that has made it fair. But at the same time, I do have to prepare myself.
It's not even close to fair.
I do have to prepare myself.
Yeah, I think would you say I'm mostly right? I know that sounds crazy.
I'm going to leave on that note.
I know that sounds crazy.
Yeah,
I think some more in my glass on that one.
I think I'm mostly right. I think if you could push back, I think she's more like the dude in our relationship, right?
I shut down.
Yeah, so
he does have all
I'm
the
able to
facts,
notice
like,
certain things. I'm just like, all right, here's how this is gonna play out. All right. We did this. We've done this 3 times now.
Yeah.
All right, this is how it's gonna play out. Boom, 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 and it'll play out the same way. All right, and that's frustrating. That's why we have an agreement, right? Because I, like most men, right, abhor, despise, dislike arguing to the fullest, right? So if we argue about the same thing 3 times, it's Dr. Felix.
Yeah.
All right.
Straight to the doctor.
therapist.
And that's
Yeah.
why, because I'm like, I can't wait. Doc, this is what I did. This is what she did. Then I did this. Then she did this. Then I did
like, let me
this.
get my notes
Then
out.
I did this. Hey, right? So I was like, all right, put that heat on it, right?
What's the most challenging thing that you guys have faced as a couple? And how did you get over it?
You want to tell them?
Go on ahead.
Yeah, it's the reversal. So I had to wait 5 years, all right, for children, and then I didn't want more, right? Because that window had passed, right? So we have 3.
Okay.
We have 3 now. We were good at 2, right? And she wanted 3, and I was just like, there was like total divide.
But didn't he originally want 5 or 7? Or?
Yeah, well,
Right.
you know,
He
that's
said that shit
when you get
passed.
older.
He said that
When you
passed.
get older,
But only
right?
5 years passed.
Well,
A
you
lot
know,
can happen in
reality,
5 years.
right? Well, I had-
You changed
right,
your first
yeah,
diaper, that's what
reality,
happened.
Reality.
Right.
Reality.
Yeah.
And then when you get older, I think there's other things that you want to do other than parent, right? So
Yep.
our biggest point of contention was adding another child because I was like, yo, I know I'm real good, and she was like, well, I'm totally not good.
Yeah.
So we had a full impasse.
Yes.
You know, we
I tried
kinda-
to suggest
went through
adopting
something.
at 17, but she wasn't flowing with that.
So you,
No.
no.
Well,
Adopt a
you said
17-year-old.
adopt a 17-year-old. I was like, no, we're having a baby.
I mean, it's a beautiful notion, but it
Yeah.
comes with a
Right,
lot
right.
too.
It does, it does.
We considered adoption at one point.
No, we didn't.
Well,
you
no, yes,
considered
we-
adoption at
okay,
one point
so-
and wanted me to agree with it.
Can I finish my sentence?
Okay.
Can I at least explain? Mike and I got together when I was older. You know, we actually got married. I was 35. We had Kendall when I was 36. And, you know, when we got to that point, the biological clock is ticking.
Absolutely.
And I wanted to have another baby soon.
And your
it-
doctor reminds you of that
And reminds you every
every
day.
annual exam. Yeah.
And you know, a lot of black women, we have fibroids, we have
Right.
endometriosis, we have a lot of things to consider. And I was struggling with all of that,
Right.
and it wasn't happening. And so, as a woman, it started making me feel like I was less than, you know, and I wasn't able to
Absolutely.
have these children to the point where he just stopped wanting to have anymore. And because he, you know, we have an older daughter, she's my bonus baby. So he was cool. I got 2 girls, I'm okay. You know what? Let's stop putting the pressure on. But
Right.
it was driving me mad. And I said, you know what? Maybe this is a sign that we need to adopt, or we should be
Right.
adopting, because we got all this love to give. We have all these blessings. You know,
Right.
we should be sharing them with as many children as possible.
Right.
That's really how I felt. So I started the process of adoption. It was a big rift in our relationship. And what he said,
well, no, this is a news to me. I know we discussed the adoption process. I didn't know you put the papers in.
maybe you know,
No,
we
I
went through this
didn't.
whole thing.
No, I knew we
You-
had the whole conversation and everything. I didn't know you started the
Well, I
process.
started the process.
Because we start the work, yeah. Just like I started putting the maca powder inside of his smoothie, and so I was like, we're gonna go on ahead
You
and
knew
start
about that
this
one?
vitality
Yeah,
process.
I knew I was feeling extra virile.
we just go
I was
ahead and
still
move it
woke,
forward,
though.
right? We
I was
start
still
moving that
woke, though.
needle.
That pull-out game was strong, though, boy. I was never
5 years
unfocused.
strong.
I was
It's like,
never
Lord.
unfocused.
But I said, you know, so what surprises me is that you're not recalling this, because don't you remember the conversation
No, I
where we
remember all
finally
that.
had to break down and you
Yeah.
said, my fear about adoption is that I'm not sure I can love someone else's child the way that I love my own biological.
Right.
Do you remember that
No,
conversation?
I do. I remember that.
So it was, so we're like you,
Right.
and in that he was cool,
Right.
but the pressure.
It's something inside of you, and as a woman, and that's what I explained to Alduan. There was something inside of me that I could not turn off, and I asked God to actually take the desire away from me if it was not of His will, and it only increased. And so I said, God is not going to put this on my heart if it's not meant for me to have. And so it took, because our youngest she's 6 now, so it took about 5 years for it to happen. And my doctor, every annual exam, it was, you're getting older. You know that maternal mortality rate for African American women. You know all of these issues, and so you have the pressure. And I just kept praying about it. I fasted probably 4 times and led this wives prayer challenge with over, I would say, women. I think I had a total of 800 women over the course of a year from 30 locations all around the world. And they prayed over me, and I talked to Alduan about it, and I just couldn't let it go.
It was on your heart. You knew.
Yes.
She knew there was another baby calling y'all,
Yes.
because then now you have another one,
Yes.
and you're still nursing,
I
Yeah.
am.
and you look
Yes.
fantastic.
Yes,
Thank
you
you.
do.
Thank you.
How you holding up?
I'm doing pretty well, man.
Okay.
Because, you know, if we keeping it 100, we talked about, all right, you know, because God told me, because she kept praying and fasting,
Yeah.
right? And I felt nothing. I was like, God and I have a personal relationship too. He told me I'm good, right? I felt nothing. I felt nothing. I was even on the prayer challenge. I prayed for all y'all wives, right? All right. But then he said one day, he said, give her 3 months. Because she kept coming back.
Yes.
You heard it clearly.
Yeah, well, I was also ready to end it. I was like, all right, look, I'm going to go strong. I'm going to go hard in the paint for 3 months.
Yeah.
And she knows anything I
Yeah.
commit
He
to.
did.
So I whatever she was putting in the smoothie, I researched everything. Researched top experts, going hard in the gym, everything,
Yeah.
right? And I said, after 3 months, though, God will have spoken. All right? God, if God speaks, let this be.
Yeah.
All right? Don't say I'm slipping. That's why I was waking her up. Like, Doc
He
said
was
this
at the
time,
time.
let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
You're fertile, let's go.
Right, right. Hey,
Yeah.
don't say you ain't trying.
Right.
You know. Right? Anyway, I know. I was hoping she'd slide across the sheets off the bed. You can't say I ain't do what I was supposed to do. It's over, right? 3 months. 3 months came and went. I was like, yes, we're good.
Yeah.
I was like, well, let's go Disney World.
He was
Disneyland.
celebrating. And
Oh,
I
let's
was
go Disney World with the
devastated.
kids. We good, right?
Yeah.
She's about to get on Small World and she throws up.
And you knew it right away.
Oh, yeah. And our oldest daughter looks and start laughing. I said, no, player, no. I'm hoping she's nervous, right? I hope she's nervous of Small World. But I already knew it at that point, all right? So then it was the conversation was like, all right, this is something you wanted more than I wanted. I'm going to participate. But the next phase of our marriage is going to be more about me, right? Like you're going to be primary on, the younger two. I'm going to be primary. As they get older, I'll pop in there.
Yeah.
We have a son now. We have 2 daughters and son.
Yeah.
I'm going to go fishing. We'll do all this stuff. But right now, if he cries,
Right.
I'm going to sleep right through it.
His friends have been asking him, like, how have you been sleeping? I mean, man, you have a baby. He's like, I've been sleeping real good.
Right.
Because that's a part of our agreement. Like, there's a day bed inside of the baby's room, inside of the nursery. And so I have been sleeping with him. I'm the only person that gets up and nurse him. He has not had to get up. He's 10 and a half months now, has not had to get up and get a bottle at all at night.
Except one time.
Maybe, just
He
one
went right
time.
to sleep, though. I still have my skills.
But that is our
But that
arrangement.
was an
That's
agreement
also what I
you made.
love.
Right.
Yeah, but I
so
so our oldest plays volleyball, so I'm all in that. All right, y'all pray for me. Did you know it was beach volleyball in the winter?
No, I
told
did.
you
I had
so
no
long to be in
idea.
the car with heat on. That's I'm for real. You old enough.
I love you, but you're on your own.
Katie knows, right? So, and then our PTA president for our 6-year-old. So I'm still in there. But
Yeah,
with little man, when she was out of town, I took him to daycare. I was like, what's the code? I don't know the code to the daycare. right. Am I supposed to leave the car seat in? How you do this?
really, yes, like a new parent.
How old is the baby now?
10 and a half
Yeah,
months.
10 and a
10 and a
half
half
months.
months.
Yeah. The
Wow.
daycare provider was like, hey.
Look, but God, won't he do it?
He did
But
it.
God, he
Yes.
will do it.
Yes.
But
Speaking of-
wait,
Go
because
ahead,
before
baby.
that, I wanted to interject something. As we shared a little bit here, and out of the blue, I had given up, scheduled to have a hysterectomy.
To wow.
So mind you, it's February of 2011.
Yeah.
Okay.
2011.
No,
No,
it's not.
no,
I'm sorry,
no.
2019.
Yes,
18.
2019.
No, she was born in 19. So it's February
18.
of 2018, and I scheduled to have a hysterectomy in December, which was going to be when I knew I had several weeks and I was going to be down. My daughter, Kendall, who's now 10, I go to pick her up from school. Her teacher says, congratulations. This was by March. Congratulations. I said, for what? She says, I heard you're having another baby. And I said, from who? And Kendall says, Mommy, you have my sister in your stomach. Okay. And I'm like, Kendall, you're going to have to stop telling people. 2 months later, Mike and I go on a trip. We're in Morocco, hiking through the Atlas Mountains, and I'm sick. And I'm thinking I got food poisoning. We're in another country. We come down looking for a pharmacy. Good luck in a Muslim country looking for a pharmacy.
Yeah.
But we go to an apothecary. He had all the herbs. This man, Jaleel the healer, looks at me and says, I can't give you tea, you're pregnant.
Yeah. Yeah.
He knew.
And no,
You know.
and he was right. I was several months pregnant
Several
at that
months.
point.
It was literally, we got back to the hotel room, looking in the mirror, right? And she goes, man, babe, yeah, I think he's right. I swear you not. Looking in the mirror, no belly. About 10 seconds later, turn, belly.
Right.
I'm like, where'd you get the
Power
belly
suggestion.
from?
No, he's not
Oh,
lying.
my- I swear to
went
God.
to Morocco with a flat tummy. I came back 4 months pregnant. That's crazy.
God said she coming no matter what.
Yeah.
No matter what you
Right.
want to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
You know, that was his agreement. So I wanted to say, speaking of agreement and phases and communication, right? Now you have a new child. It's 3 in the picture now. 2 girls, 1 boy, which adds to the finances. Correct?
Yes.
When it comes to agreements, how do you handle that? How is your philosophy with money? Where does
Yeah.
that play in your relationship? Who agrees to take care of it? Who's better at it? Like, how is that involved in your relationship?
Every kid for themselves. No, I'm kidding. look at
That's
these Gen
too
Z. You see this little 5-year-old? Sure, you need to get on a YouTube channel, right?
Right.
You can make it work. Make it
Right.
work. But no, we sit and we talk about it, right?
Okay.
All right. So our plan and our oldest, I do believe she's gonna get a scholarship, right?
She's
claiming it.
very smart.
Yeah, she's very smart, very, very, very bright, right? And other ones, we have investments. We talked about having to go for it, right? And we've been having this conversation. It's like not only that, but quality of life. That's been my big. It's like, look, I'm not trying to compromise quality of life. Matter of fact, it's gonna be an uptick. Like Hawks games, I'm gonna be there, right? If Lil Man has a tumbling recital or something, I'm gonna be at the Hawks game, right? Put me on Zoom. He ain't gonna remember, right? Look, because the quality of life, right? Certain things that you want to do. So. Yeah, so we've recently had that conversation about how to go about getting the bag, but also the second and third currencies that couples time and peace of mind, right? So I don't want to compromise time, peace of mind to get more money. So we've talked about different investments, doing things differently, media, and making it easier.
Got it.
Absolutely.
Strategizing your life so that you can have quality life because you consider that to be currency.
For sure.
Within your relationship.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I think we're also at two different stages. So he is more in the stage where he's like ready to, because the pandemic for a lot of therapists, for a lot of healthcare professionals was a lot. So I think it really sent Alduan into overdrive and wanting to take care of himself, which he should. He doesn't do hasn't done a lot of playtime in the past. I always make sure I have that time with my girlfriends. I'm a girl's girl. So getting together with my girlfriends to do things to invest in my self-care is really important to me. And so he's like, this is the season for my self-care. And I appreciate that. I celebrate that. And that's just the balance with marriage.
Yeah.
What's the best advice you can give about money? Because we're money and marriage, right? Marriage and money.
Yeah.
So as a couple, what you've learned, but then maybe individually, something that was instilled in you about money that you can share.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, one, had the same mindset about money, all right? It's a mindset. So being around people who have a lot of money is contagious, right? So you have to consistently put yourself in a room so that you see what other people are doing, right? And then two, you don't really argue about money. You argue about what money means, all right? So this is a book called 8 Dates by Dr. John Gottman. And one of those dates, it's like 8 dates you go on, is talking about money. And it's this little questionnaire in there that talks about what money means to you. Like, does money mean affluence? Does money mean peace of mind? Does money mean access? Does money mean freedom?
Right.
What does it mean, and what are you going to do? The funniest thing is that we sat down, we talked to our financial planner, right? So we have money fights, we go see the financial planner, right?
Right.
Because she's not going to listen to me.
Person in the middle.
She's not going to listen to me. I'm not going to listen to her about money, right? Neither one of us really money gurus. Let's just go talk. Whatever Micah says, let's do what Micah says, all right? Do you agree? Do you believe that Micah's smarter than both of us? Yeah, she is, all right? And Micah was like, if she was doing this entrepreneurial thing, and I'll be honest, she came out of like medical device sales, which was just nice, right? I would be, you came in second, baby. You didn't get the watch. We ain't going right, right? You came out of that, and husbands know what I'm talking about. So you eat it, but you be like, damn, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
You gonna go into entrepreneurship? You sure you want to do that? They have to go in the open market to get health care? Okay, that's interesting. All right. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm keeping it real, keeping it buck, right?
Yes, you
anyway,
are.
He was like, all right, if this business fails, Alduan, what do you want to do? I said, I had nothing to do with me. Entrepreneurship is real, right? She decided to do this. I'm going to hold it down, but whatever happens, it's whatever happens, right? He was like, what if it's wildly successful? I said, I won't have. Right then and there, I saw I was being a hypocrite. So we had to sit up there and talk and have a real conversation.
And that's why we have Micah, because he's almost like he's our accountant, but he's also our financial planner. He's also kind of a therapist.
Right. He was like, if this doesn't work out, Mecca, you like these really nice daycares.
Vacations.
Yeah. Are you willing to give those up? She's like, oh, no. I was like, so you realize you're going to have to make money.
Right, do something.
Right. You can't. Because, as a husband, you most husbands won't say this, but they're thinking, I had to carry that, right? I don't want to carry that, right? I'm looking at this crypto investment, which is probably a good idea I didn't do, all right? I want to do that.
Yeah.
Or you know what? They keep calling about Hawks tickets. I see all my boys at the game. Like, where you at? private school, bro, right? You never know what's going to happen.
So let me just drop that dime real quick because you talk crypto. You know, he flipped the money script on me, babe. Crypto right now is the best time to get in because it's low. It's just like stock. Get in right now, ride it to the top. It's not going anywhere. That was me on my. Well, everything fluctuates and everything's cyclical, but we're still literally at the bottom. This is the opportunity. Okay, so as you know, I'm the one always trying to convince about opportunities with money. But listen, guys, you have been amazing. It's never enough time, ever. But what we want everybody to know is how to reach you, how to find you, and really how to experience your weekend for love, which is what we did. It was phenomenal.
Yeah, so you can go to aweekendforlove.com and you can find us at A Weekend for Love on Instagram as well. And we just try to make sure couples are dating. It allows for you to have 10 dates over the course of 3 days, 1 weekend. And it's an amazing, amazing experience. You can find me at MeccaTartt.com, and that's MECCA, moretartt.com.
And we just want to see couples have fun. People think that a marriage retreat is open therapy. I don't want to do therapy.
I
do therapy every day. I'm trying to have
more fun than we bargained for. I mean, they had this one session at night that involved blindfolds and a black box.
Yes, the nightcap. Yes.
It's the number one reason why couples divorce within the first year is sexual incompatibility. So we try to hit that in a fun way.
Oh, y'all hit it.
And if you married, anyway. Oh, yeah. So they can find me. So Weekend for Love. So where are we next year? Y'all can see
we're
the
be
planning.
in Riviera Maya.
Yeah,
nice.
Didn't I just see that sold out already?
Yes, we have a wait list. So we'll be opening up some spots. But yes, that happened in literally, I think, 48 hours.
You're going to have to have two.
Yeah.
That's it. You're going to have to have two in 1 year. Yeah. But so we like to leave you guys with one to go on and one to grow on.
Yes, we do.
Which one do you want to do today, babe?
I'm going to go on.
Go off.
Go off?
Go on and then go off.
Go off. You know, what I gathered from today's conversation, because that's usually where I try to pull it from and what I felt, and what I'm feeling is this. Marriage is not a noun. It's a verb. It requires work. It requires action. You have to wake up every morning. You have to wake up every morning and choose to do the work, right? Otherwise, it won't work. And that's where I'm going to leave it right there.
One to grow on. What I got really, from your story and even my personal story is doctors can say no. Husbands can say no. The world can give us a no, but when God says yes, it is done. And that's the only yes we need.
Absolutely.
Amen.
There it is.
Amen.
Hey,
Amen.
It's marriage and money
Yes.
with Egypt and Mike. Thank you guys for joining us today.
Tell somebody that knows somebody. Tell somebody.